Here's Walter. You know Walter. He's a boomslang. And boomslangs are extremely venomous snakes that are indigenous to southern Africa. There's lots in South Africa. You can see he has just this luscious, beautiful green. And that's something that only the males have. I hope you can see. I know sometimes in the camera it looks sort of brown. Even to me, I could see him. But I just wish you knew, like, really, he's this gorgeous. Can you see his green? Look at this. How can I do it? Can you see his? Here you go. Your favorite couple. Your favorite couple is Matilda and Walter. Here to say hello to you. Matilda didn't want to really come out today. She was just sort of chilling. And when they do come out, sometimes they just sort of need to get their energy out and move around and sort of get used to each other. And you would ask, why would you hold two of the most venomous snakes in the world? Why would you hold any two snakes? Well, to be honest, the reason is that I have, like 38 snakes, right? I bring them all out every day for 20 minutes. I have a full-time job. I train in jiu-jitsu every day. I have to wake up 3 hours early to work with Swaggers, to play with him and give him enrichment. And sometimes it's just easier for me, because if you do the math and you believe in 20 minutes per snake, what it is, Shake's the rattlesnake. You guys know Shake. He's a good boy. And, people often ask me, do I get my snakes all as babies? And the answer is no. I have all different ages that I've gotten at different ages. I did, however, get Shakes as a little bitty tiny baby. I have videos I posted. Look it up. He was so cute. He's still wonderfully cute. But he was such an itty-bitty tiny thing. He came in this little tiny deli jar like they all do. But, the itty-bitty one. And even inside of it, I could barely see him. And now look at him. He's a grown boy. He's almost like, he's beyond being a toddler. He's going to be a big boy. He's going to adolescence. Let's put it that way. They have growth spurts. See what a nice snake he is? He really is, Even people don't like rattlesnakes. Always say, well, Shakes, he's pretty cool. Shakes is pretty nice, right? Shakes is nice. Whoop. Have a look at these two rattlesnakes. Just look carefully. Instead of condemning me, which I hear all the time, and I don't give a fuck. So instead of that, look at them and see, what do you see they have in common? What do they have in common in terms of the way they look? Can you see anything? I know they look similar, and Snicker's a little darker. Snicker's also in shed. But there are major differences between them, including the type of venom they have. Now, this little boy, he's from a different part of the world than this little boy. But he's from Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula. He's from Venezuela. But they're really so different. They look a lot alike, right? But they're so different. They've developed an entirely different way of living, a way of hunting. It's amazing. He has a whole different venom than him. They have a whole different chemical makeup. It's coming from, venom, which is made of saliva. It's this fascinating difference. They seem interested in each other. So he's next to me, where he will always be. And he's eating spinach. He's a nice mouse. What? You want to eat him? I don't think that's going to be in the card to you, buddy. Ooh. So watch what you do. Watch. So, a moment of agitation. You don't respond with agitation. You stay cool. And then he calms down. He's also going into shed. So between, the time of year, meaning that they sense the barometric pressure from the cooler weather, between that and shedding, it's not like he's his happiest self. And so, you notice it. But he's still a good boy. And I'm kind of glad in a way that he's interested in the mouse, because he hasn't eaten. But the thing with him is he doesn't really eat mice. He likes rats. And I offered him a rat. And I offered him a mouse, but he just didn't want to eat. In any case, her boyfriend's name is Seymour. He's really very nice. She's a sweetie. Boomslangs can be very shy and timid, but you have to be careful, because some do bite. One of mine, what's his name, Seymour, Seymour bites, right? And I hold him in my hands. I don't put him on video much. I just don't want to give boomslangs a bad reputation. Probably I should. I think I'm wrong, and now that I've been thinking about this, because it's the truth. And I try to put up the truth, like live feedings. I hate that. I don't like that one bit. But people have the right to know. If you're thinking of getting a snake, if you're new, or if you're thinking of getting venomous, there will be snakes that won't eat frozen thawed. Why do we say frozen thawed? I should just say thawed. You're not feeding them frozen. This will happen. There'll be snakes that won't eat dead. And so then what do? Well, you're going to have to feed them live. And when a boomslang eats, it's a terrible death. If a boomslang were to bite you, you would bleed from every hole in your body until you die. It's not a myth. It's real shit. So, this is documented from, way back. And, I'm not sure how to put it, but, let me just put it this way. If you're going to sort of mess with them irresponsibly, if you're just going to take one out or get one to show your friend, it's such a mistake. I have so many mistakes that I take that back. That's true too. I've made so many mistakes, but my point is I have gotten so many snakes from people who have made mistakes, from wildlife, from pet shop owners, cops, sheriffs, deputies. You can't imagine. It's crazy. I don't know why people get a hold of a venomous snake and then don't love it. If you don't love it, and if you're just looking at it, don't expect to be able to handle it, but you're going to have to take it out to change the poopy. I got to change the water. What are you going to do? Not change the water? How about when they shed? You're going to just leave that in there for them? That's cruel. You can't do that. You just can't. Right? So it has to be a daily process. And if it's not a daily process, and maybe I say this too much, but I just need to emphasize it, then you're putting your life in danger because you're just taking them out and they don't know what to expect. If you do it every single day, they do know what to expect. They come to learn. Look at her little just turning around. If you just turn around, no snake will ever bother you. I promise you that. I do. But if you're messing with it, then turn around. Well, it might not know you're really turning around. It may not recognize your front. So don't be surprised if you mess with it, if it defends itself. It has every right. As do you. Look at this. I love when the inch runs along. Pattern so pretty. He has such a pretty pattern. His name is rubbernecker, and they can inchworm along like, most snakes can. But he's just going to fall. He's just going to plop like a little itty bitty Swaggers. I wish Swaggers would let me sleep just one night. It's been so long. I love him to death, man, with all my heart. But he does not like when I sleep. He wants me up like every half hour to throw the ball and play. I don't know how he does it, but I assume when I'm at work he sleeps. The thing is, I have to work and he has to play. Oh, it's tiring, but I love him. Sometimes I come to see these guys, though, or I go to jiu-jitsu. I'm like, where the fuck am I? It's just I have an exhausting life. Weekends are nice, and today's a Sunday. So I hope you have a nice look at him. He's really very pretty. Love him to death. And, I haven't got to hold him yet. He's just not there. He's still very bitey. But when you hold him from underneath, they tend to settle down. Look how he's putting his chin down. So cute. Thing is, though, you have to be very careful in the beginning. Because, he's just not used to it. All of my snakes were like this in the beginning, to varying degrees. And you just have to wait till they're ready. Then you sustain them from underneath. The thing is, this particular dude here, he doesn't really like that. Most do. The death adder loves it. The other snakes, they all love it. The mambas love it. The boomslangs love it. The rattlesnakes love it. He doesn't like it, which presents a problem. So I have to go with, different adaptations. So we'll see, and there's no necessity to hold him either, he will, go according to his own comfort zone, his own whatever he wants. He's guiding me. And I offer him options, the best I could do. My job is to take good care of him, make him happy, and give him the option to come out. Because I don't want him to be scared of me. And God forbid something happens to me, I don't want him to go get into the hands of somebody who would be scared of him. I want him to be, live his best life and to be happy. So there he is. Rubbernecker. All right, you did a good job, buddy. I appreciate you. You're getting better. You're getting better. And you're so handsome. Go ahead. Oh, ooh. That was an open mouth, full-on strike. They do that when they get in their little tanks. You know what's funny? These are boomslangs. One's a male. One's a female. You know what's funny, though? Like, you can really... It's hard to provoke them now because they're so accustomed to being held. All right? But you know what they hate? Just like every other animal, it's not hard to guess. The cell phone. They just hate it. You know, it's such an unnatural thing. If every animal in the world is telling you we don't like cell phones, maybe we should listen a little bit, you know? They know how artificial it is. Even Walter here, he's like, fuck that thing. I don't want to be so close to it. And then, like, it's hard for me to be away from it. But they make a good point. Guess what Mortimer the Death Adder did? He shed. And looky here. Can you see his goose? Sorry, he fell into this thing I got. You see he's got like his eye caps. Can you see? It's a nice clean shed, so I don't have to pin him down and pull it off again. So, good shed. See? Yeah. Come here, Mortimer. Alright, this is my Death Adder. His name is Mortimer. He's a good boy. He bites, but he doesn't bite when you're holding him. Isn't that interesting? If you hold him with your hands, your nice, warm, agile hands that move where he moves, he's happy. But he hates the hook, and that's when he bites a lot. So, it's on the other video you could watch. But really, he's a very sweet snake. You can hold him all you want. See? He just doesn't want to be restrained by something that is metallic and can kill you. I hope it doesn't kill me. Hashtag not dead yet. Alright, crazy. Let's go back to your little house. Alright, thanks. It's the Death Adder, Mortimer. You know my crazy Mortimer. He can be a little nuts. He likes to bite sometimes. But he's going to be a good boy today. They have the fastest bite in the world. See what I mean? And notice he does it when he's on the hook. When he's not on the hook, he's fine. Why the difference? Why is it so different? Well, now Walter is a male, of course, and you can tell he's a male, not just from that Marlboro Man look. You can see how beautifully green he is. Check out how they wrap their tail. I love that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how like thin it gets. You know, because it's prehensile and they like to hang out on vines. That's what they do. They're arboreal. I want to take out his girlfriend, but she's kind of buried right now. I'll get her. Anyway, these snakes, because they're arboreal, they eat birds. Right? They have a little bit of a different diet. You can rub a bird on the mouth and, you know, they'll eat it. Look how dark his face is. Look how dark his face is compared to the rest of him. It's just so beautiful. They have just this crazy lush green. I know it looks a little bit brown in the camera, but really it's a beautiful green, almost like a hunter green. And Walter comes out every single day, excuse me. He comes out every day, and doesn't he seem like he just enjoys the interaction? I mean, just look at him. He comes out, and he is so relaxed and nice. And it's funny because, to be honest, arboreal snakes, for the most part, they could be a little bit grouchy, you know. Boomslangs, they have a bad rep, you know, because they're so venomous. Their venom will bleed you out in the worst way. But, and it's more venomous than, they're more venomous than, black mambas. But their nature is so much more sweet and timid. But you can't be fooled by that, because once you sort of start depending on that, like I have 4, and there's one that he bites, you know. Walter used to bite, but now he's a good boy because he comes out every day. He has a little mark on his neck that he came with. It's like a little black mark. It doesn't hurt him, you know, just the way he came. Precious has one too. I don't know what that's from. But I like sharing him with you guys because he's just so handsome. And he really is just a gentle, sweet snake. Just because someone has the ability to, you know, hurt you doesn't mean that they're gonna. Look at him. He's so cool. And the way they move, man, look at that. Look how it just moves, you know. It's almost like they're just going forward as if, you know, they're attached to a truck by a rope and the rope is just being pulled along, right? Just by the way, this is maybe not particularly relevant to Walter, but we're nice and toasty warm in here, but these days outside, and this is even just in the South, it's so cold. And please don't think that the cats and the other animals out there, that they're just magically okay somehow because they're wearing their coats. That's just not true, and if you can go out and help them a little bit, just make them a little bed. You could use a cardboard box even, they'll appreciate it probably more than we'll ever know, right? So why not? Why not? What does it really take? You put a little blanket in a box, maybe even if you can in your garage or somewhere, maybe the porch where there's less cold, what a nice feeling that'll give you. And, I know that people don't want to do that for outside cats. These days, there's this whole trend about wanting to kill cats like they're an invasive species. That's such bullshit. It's such bullshit. These are animals that over time have evolved just like dogs to be with humans. They even have a sound. The meow is something they only do to people. They don't meow at each other. Consider that before you go out and shoot one, and I was with the vet the other day for one of the animals, and she told me that 1/3 of the cats that she sees have bullets in them, or BBs. Mine had a BB, 2. My snake 2, GWO, he has a BB in his leg. And he broke his leg some other way. So just knowing that someone had the heart to do that when he was probably injured first. It didn't break his leg, but it didn't help. He was in so much pain. Now he's fine. But things could have gone downhill really fast. And it's not just cats, of course. But, the animals that are indigenous, they probably do get by a lot better. But I'm talking mostly about cats. And, leaving on a bowl of water, it's never something that's going to be too excessive to do with it. So please consider that. Anyway, thank you for enjoying Walter with me. Yeah. Could you stop that? Leave them be. He's just going after Gus. You okay? Good? Tuxedo cat. Hey, don't talk shit to them like that. We're good? You're cute. You're cute. Man, you got some out on you, though, for a cute cat, huh? Believe it or not, I got him in one scoop. This is Checkers. He's a long-horned viper. Some people call them long-nosed viper. Vipers, some people just make up weird shit. But his name is Checkers. He's Checkers to me. He's probably Checkers to you. I was going to name him Chess, but, who understands chess? We can understand Checkers. The thing with Checkers is a girl, by the way. The thing with Checkers is that, she's always been so scared. But once she's off the hook, she's not scared. It's such an interesting thing, I know people hate the way I do things, and I use my hands, but I have to. It's just so much safer for me. When she's on the hook, she tries to jump off. She really tries to jump off, and it scares me. She'll get hurt. But when I hold her, she doesn't do that. Just look at her pattern, baby. Look at her, beautiful. And at first, yeah, she was bitey, boy. Now she's not. But at first I used the hook, and then slowly I weaned her off to my hand. It wasn't like I didn't just grab her. That's a bad idea. I would never do that. I don't tell people to do that at all. I tell people to do what you're comfortable doing. And if you want to do it the way I do it, it's going to take a long time. There's nothing super special about me. I could show you how to do it. It's just that it's a daily grind. You'll never have a day off. So bear that in mind. Otherwise, it's like, what it's like? It's like going to a martial arts school when you're not even a fucking white belt and challenging the black belt teacher. You're going to get your ass kicked. You're going to get your ass kicked. You're going to get hurt. Probably if you have a bad attitude. If you're doing this, if you're just grabbing a snake and taking it out, it's a bad attitude. But if you do it slowly, if you train, if you listen to your seniors, you listen to your coach, now you're getting better. Now you're an active participant and you're learning how to do it right? And you're having fun, above all, and you're meeting people and you're part of the brotherhood. It's a whole different thing. But if you just go there, or anything else that's so, out of your context, out of your realm, out of your knowledge zone, or what is your comfort area, and you try to do something just to be cool about it and make a video. That is not what I'm doing. It's just not what I'm doing. I believe in a very systematic approach. I've always said the same thing, but you know, I get a lot of crazy comments, man. I just banned them all. I just want to say I banned them all. I've been saying it a few times today. I just want to make it clear. It's not to be mean, but that shit is contagious. One person says it, then you have to, you know, delete everything else. People copy each other. I don't know why. They care what the other person says, and they want to fit in, which you could say a lot about. That's something that, you know, is a reflection, I guess, unfortunately, of how people live their lives. You know, they sort of do what others do. In any case, you know, I have a full-time job. I do jiu-jitsu every single day. I practice karate every single day. I have for 50 fucking years, and it's hard now. I'm old and it hurts. It's not easy. I take Swaggers out. I get up 3 hours early every day so he can play. He needs it. I give him enrichment in the morning also. It's not as easy as it seems. You know, having Swaggers, he's not easy. I love him with all of my heart, but I never said he's easy. I have to take out every single one of them, each one for 20 minutes. It's 38. It doesn't add up to the right number, does it? So I have to take out more than one at a time. People get mad because I do that. I don't care. I'm sorry. I can do it, at least so far. Hashtag not dead yet. And they get to come out. I'm happy. They're happy. If other people aren't happy, what the fuck do I care? Or if they love it. You know, I mean, it's really not my business what other people think. I would never tell someone else what to do in that context. Freedom, if you ask me, not to be philosophical, but freedom is the necessity of letting someone do what you fucking hate. So if you hate that I'm doing this, shut the fuck up. Because you don't believe in freedom. I believe in freedom with all my heart. So the other argument people say to me is that, look, you're going to lose your freedom because you're doing things that will lead to more regulation. And that's going to be bad for our hobby. You're bad for the hobby. Fuck you. This is my hobby. This is what I do. I'm not part of your little community. I don't give a fuck what you do. I wish you well, and I'll help you in any way I can. I always will, for anybody. But I'm not part of your little groupie shit, and I don't care about USARC, and I don't give a fuck about any of that bullshit. I will not change and go out and get a ball python and do it like you because you do it like you. Nor should you go do it like me because I do it like me. When I say I don't give a shit, I don't mean something rude. It must sound that way, I know. I mean it in a way that, you know, I hope you will mean one day. If you can truly not give a fuck what people think, then you can go out and you can do anything, man. You could learn to play the piano perfectly because you don't give a fuck about making mistakes. It's funny. We're all afraid of making mistakes, and yet we always hear that's how we learn. So I just want to clarify that. I hope it makes some sense. In any case, Checker says goodbye. So do I. You guys know my little rattlesnake named Snickers. He's going to be shedding soon. Now, Snickers is from Venezuela. He doesn't speak Spanish, but he understands more than he speaks. Why do people say that? Everybody understands every language more than they speak it. I don't care what people say that. I hear it every day. And I'm a language teacher. Although lately, they have me teaching other things. So, you can see by his sort of dull color, for him, you know, he's so beautiful, but you can see, if you look, he's not as shiny as he usually is. And that means that he's going to shed. And the reason snakes shed, for people who don't have snakes or know, is that they grow, but their skin doesn't. So they need to shed. And there's a whole process that goes on. And there's a liquid that shows up between the layers of skin that helps the top layer to come off. And when that happens, it's called being in blue. Not that they're sad. They just sort of turn blue and they can't see very well. So right now it's important to be gentle with him because he can't see very well. But they're not really blind, you know. Now, I'm going to show you something else. Hang in there for a second. Alright, now, Snickers here. Snickers came to me as sort of a maniac. Snickers was fucking trying to kill me every time I took him out. And Snickers always tried to sort of, it was unusual, almost like a black mamba. He tried to get away, and at the same time, he would try to bite me as he was leaving. It was like, you don't see that behavior in anything but a mamba. Maybe he identifies as one. But he has chilled out so much. He's come such a long way, and I'm so proud of him. I know people don't like that I free handle snakes, but those people don't understand that I don't like free handling snakes, and that's not what I'm doing. You know, it's one thing to reach your hand into a tank and take out a snake. It's something very different to take out your snakes every single day. I don't advocate sticking your hand into a tank and just taking a snake out. What I am a proponent of is working with them every single day, even when you don't want to. And then everything changes. Their whole disposition changes. They're used to you. Then there's a process that you go through, right? You don't just suddenly start holding with your hands. That's not what I'm saying. I never said that. If you watch my videos and you're bitching about it, it's because you never listened to what I was saying. And maybe you were watching, but you never listened. I never said that. I don't say people should go in and just take their snake out with their hands. That's just not what I'm doing. And that's not something I believe in. But I do believe people have the right to free handle or not. They should do whatever the fuck they want. If I told someone don't ride your motorcycle, should they listen to me? Who the fuck am I? Why would they listen to me? They tell me don't free handle your snakes, and there should be another word for someone who does it every day. You know, let's just say daily handling. Why the fuck would I listen to them? Go ride your motorcycle. I don't care. I wish you the best. I hope you don't get hurt. People say to me, I hope you get bit. Every fucking day I gotta erase that shit. And I have to ban them. I'll tell you why. But I'll tell you why in a bit. I gotta put some... This is Ferdinand, Fertilance. Bothrops asper. Fertilance is beautiful, but they will fuck you up. Remember that. Fertilance is the most venomous snake in the Americas. I'm holding him because I go through a whole process, a whole procedure with each one that makes it okay for me so far. Hashtag not dead yet. But it works for me because I honestly have no fear of them whatsoever. If you do have a fear of them, then you're making a big whopping mistake by trying to get a picture or whatever it is you're doing, by trying to just get views and so on. That's a mistake. That's not loving them. It's not. That's just selfish, and you're going to scare them, you're going to scare you, and you can get very hurt, and I don't want to see you get hurt. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. So just look at their beauty, appreciate it. I'm not trying to convince anyone to do what I do. All I could say is that if you choose to do it, I have a whole process. I'm going to be making the system that I use available to people that choose to purchase that plan. But I haven't done it yet. I'm still working on it. It's a lot, and I have to do it right. But if you're not doing it in a step-by-step way that starts out safely, you're risking everything. For what? Really, for what? So people can go to your funeral and say he was very stupid? They're not going to say he was very brave. They'll say very stupid. They're not going to say he died doing what he's loved. They're going to just say he fucking died being a dick, right? Some people, the mean people, say he had it coming. You didn't, but I mean, you wouldn't. But you know, I just wish you well, and I will never stop interacting with mine. It means too much to me. All right, he loves you. I love you. He says goodbye. I say goodbye. Poof. Can you identify this snake? Can you identify his name? Do you know who he is? He knows you. He loves you. Is he venomous? Is he not venomous? Is he just a worm? Is he a ball python? Is he a rattlesnake? What is he? Is he a bitis? Is he an atra? You tell me, what is he? Shit, I don't know. Maybe he's a boyga. You tell me, is it safe to hold him? I'm not sure. Is it okay that I picked him up like this? I don't know. Is he poisonous? Is he venomous? I don't know. Help me out. Tell me, what is this snake? Weird, right? The fuck? Alright. Here we have Ferdinand, my little baby Fertilance. The Fertilance is the most venomous snake in all of the Americas. They don't exist in the United States, but in Central America, in Mexico, Central America, and all South America, they're the most venomous ones. Now, if you compare their venom to any snake in the United States, they're far more venomous. But this is a sweet snake. Just because they're venomous, it doesn't mean they're going to bite you. And this particular one I work with every day. So he's used to being out. He's used to being around me. He knows I present no threat. He's never had a human that presented a threat to him. So, I just support him well. And he's perfectly fine with that. He means me no harm whatsoever. He has no intent to hurt me. And, it's more comfortable than being on a hook. So, he's happy. I'm happy. We're happy. It's a nice little interaction. And to be perfectly honest, I have absolutely no fear of him whatsoever. And that is the key to the whole thing. I don't know how to teach that. All I can say is if you do it every single day, and you learn how to start with a hook and go through my process, then you'll be fine. If you just take the snake out using your hands, that's a very silly thing to do. It's a foolish thing to do, and you can get hurt and you can die. That's not what I'm doing. It might look the same. It might look the same in the sense that the ultimate result is you having the snake in your hand, but they're very different things. Don't be fooled by that. This is a whole process. He has been through a whole process with me. It's not the same thing. I never said to reach in and free handle snakes. I've never advocated that. Everyone thinks I do, but I do not. But I respect anyone who uses a hook or two hooks or gloves or one glove. I don't. You could use one glove like Michael Jackson. I won't judge you, because who the hell am I? Right? Neither will he. Do what you like, and I wish you the best. My comments, every day I wake up and I gotta ban people because I don't have time. I have a full-time job. I have to wake up 3 hours early to play with swaggers. I have to take out every single snake every single day, which is part of this whole thing. I don't have time. And I go to jiu-jitsu every day, and I have people in my life that depend on me, and I have work to do for my work. I have to do a lot of preparation. I don't have time for people who are saying dumb shit, so I ban them right away. The reason I ban them instead of just deleting it or saying fuck you, whatever, is that I just don't have time, because they'll come back and do it again, and that's a double waste of time. So who has time for this shit anyway? Who cares? What goes on in someone else's head means nothing. It shouldn't mean anything to you. And if I tell them, don't go parasailing, well, why the fuck should they listen to me? But they probably would, because those people, they value what other people tell them to do. And that's a very dangerous, slippery slope, if you ask me. In any case, I love my snakes. I'll always take them out every day. He just twitched. I didn't twitch. And that's why, it's always something that can be reconciled, and you have to always sort of work through that. That's why just taking them out without the proper preparation is so dangerous. You won't know what to do. And you'll twitch and react, and you'll be scared, and then they'll twitch and react, and they'll be scared. And then people get hurt, and nobody wants that. Right. Trying to open the window? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, you're both nuts. Alright, you, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Stay. Hello, kitty. Hello, tuxedo cat. Guess who's watching? Guess who's watching? Ever so attentively, and he talks to you guys. I don't know what he's saying. You guys know my little guy Snickers. He's a Guarico rattlesnake who's come such a long way. And my other guy. Let me see if I can get him. Wait, hold on a second. Let me just knock on his door. Hey, play with Snickers for a second. Come here, you. What's up, buddy? Urgh. And this guy here. Come here, Sleepy. 1 second. Now, just let me get him here. This guy here is a little different. You see, now this is a Zabcan rattlesnake. He's a Guarico rattlesnake. Now, the thing is, he is from Mexico. This guy is from Venezuela. They don't know each other. He has a hemotoxic venom, which will pretty much, it'll fuck you up good. It kills mice very fast. He has a venom that kills them immediately, but he has a neurotoxic. Swaggers. Hey, stop that. Shut up. Be a good boy. Hey, don't talk shit. Hello, kitties. You want more food? Hello, tuxedo cat A. Oh, you really have a dick on your head, don't you? Hello, Guts. What's up, little buddy? You want to play? Alright, here I go. Look how Matilda, who is a boom slang, they have a venom far more toxic than Black Mamba. They bite till you'll bleed out of every hole in your body. And people always get mad at me and say, you're irresponsible. You're ruining a hobby. Well, one, fuck you. Two, if I were to tell you not to go surfing, would you fucking listen to me? Why do you think I'll listen to you? I don't give a fuck if you think that. If you love it, thank you. And I'm sorry to say this in front of all the nice people, but there are some people who are a little bit different, who have lately been driving me nuts with bullshit comments, and they make up things about what I believe and don't believe, and I just don't have time. Look, I have a full-time job. I train in jiu-jitsu every single day. I have people that depend on me. I have animals that depend on me. I wake up 3 hours early to work with Swagger, play with him, give him enrichment. I have a very full life. I really do. And I have a social life. So I don't have time to read people's bullshit comments and then delete them. I just ban the person right away, because otherwise I have to read double, because I'm going to write back the next time, and then triple, and so on. So that's why I do it, for people who've been asking. All right, same thing in my chat group. I got a chat group that suddenly has a fuck ton of people. There's like 38,000 people today, and I ban them for the same shit, just not necessarily related to me. When people talk shit about anybody, they're out, period. You get one shot and you're out, because there is no excuse. So there can be misunderstanding. I'm sure I make mistakes, and I'll always listen to someone who comes back and asks to get back in. But this one shot, and same reason, I just don't have the time. Who would have time for this, So in any case, if you're hating it, it's okay. Just talk about it with someone else. Just don't put it here. All I'm going to do is ban you, then you won't be able to talk shit again. Bad for you, right? Just don't waste my time, right? Because all I'm going to do is ban you. To everybody else, I apologize for saying that. I do. I wish you all well. I don't wish anything bad to anybody. I just have limited time. That's all it is. So, if I had infinite time, I would try to explain things to people so they understood what I'm doing. But, for many people, it's just entertainment. I'd like it to be more educational, and I'm working towards that. And I have a whole process I've been writing out to help people get to this point. But in the meantime, there's plenty of room for misunderstanding, and I get that. So there's no hate coming from here. Thank you for watching. Boom. Boom. It's a boom slang. Her name is Matilda. She loves you. Look at her. Look how beautiful. Show me where you can get a prettier boom slang. Show me your boom slang. Everybody take out their boom slang and show me one that's prettier than Matilda. I dare you. You can't do it, can you? You can't do it. Look at this face. Look at this face. Look how beautiful. Her head is like so dark, and the rest of her is so pretty, suntanned. Look at this snake. She's beautiful, and I love her to death. She can kill me in a moment's notice. But one, she's not allowed, and two, she doesn't want to. And we hope you have a nice day. Give him a kiss. Kiss. Yeah. All right, boops. Checkers, the long-horned viper. Of course, they don't really have a horn. It's just a scale. But ain't he something? Look how pretty. These guys, despite the popular perception, they don't live in sand. They actually like to be on rocks. You'll find them in Greece and Turkey. I've seen a couple out there. In my case, in Turkey. But they're so what's called sexually dimorphic that this is a female. And you can tell even now. The females are so much more tan than the males. And the males get almost like a black and whitish sort of. It's hard to explain. Just look it up. And then there's these other ones that get orange. Oh, they're to die for. They're just beautiful. But I think Checkers, honestly, is more beautiful. It's just taste. Anyway, I love her. She loves you. You love me. We're a happy family. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. We do. I do. She does. It's nice to share these experiences with people who love animals. Thank you, folks.